This is home. Twin States News starts right now.
The Mississippi Medical Cannabis Act is still on the table for Lauderdale County. The Board of Supervisors heard public opinions today before they will take a vote on May 2nd. Twin States News' Jasmine Stevenson takes us inside that meeting.
In a public hearing this morning, Bill Arlinghouse went before the Lauderdale supervisors, giving his reason as to why he believes the county should opt in.
I think that medical marijuana is good as a therapeutic for people that actually genuinely need the plant. The opportunity through dispensing or distribution of it in a monitored fashion helps bring tax revenue to the city of Meridian, sales tax revenue. And cultivation brings jobs and possibly better infrastructure. In addition, when you have a state that has already approved it, the voters have overwhelmingly been in favor of medical marijuana.
Gary Johnson suffers from glaucoma and says he was advised that marijuana would help stop the progression of the condition. Although he does not use marijuana, he believes it should be made available as an option for those with a medical condition.
I understand those who say, well, this is just an opportunity for abuse, but there are so many other individuals who suffer from other things other than glaucoma like myself, that this medical marijuana could really be beneficial to making their lives more manageable, helping them to keep food down, helping them with their anxiety levels, and just different benefits of medical marijuana.
If a county or a city does not make it clear that they want to opt out of the act, then they will automatically be considered as opting in. The city of Meridian has made no comment on what they plan to do.
If the county opts out, my concern is an increase in the crime rate, because when you have areas that are adjacent to each other, one of which you have one legal status and one where you have another legal status, and think way back to Colorado when they made it legal early, but it wasn't legal in the surrounding states, you had an increase in homelessness, an increase in crime. And it can happen on either side of that border, but then you get concentration of crime. When you get concentration of crime, you tend to get more of it. I want to see that avoided.
The Lauderdale County Board of Supervisors will meet again on May 2nd to vote, a day before the state's deadline. Jasmine Stevenson, Twin States News, Meridian.
The Meridian Police Department has an active murder warrant for Camion Land. Land is wanted for the murder of Quadarius Short that happened on March 6th in the 2100 block of 43rd Avenue. If you know the whereabouts of Land, you're asked to call the Meridian Police Department. The damaging storm that rocked Clarkdale still has residents dealing with the aftermath. Twin States News' Donisha Branham returned to see how the schools are doing and find out when students will be returning.
Repairmen were still out today working on the damages from last week's storm here in Clarkdale. Schools were closed today as workers worked on repairs to prepare the building for students.
We have roofs damaged, we have rooms flooded, we have additional damage to our athletic facilities. We have awnings damaged, multiple trees, fencing, the barn damaged.
Electrical workers could be seen out today repairing poles and power lines around the town. Workers alike have been working around the clock to fix the school's repairs.
We are trying to get it back where kids can get back in class. We have tarped roofs, we have dried out floors. We are cleaning debris, so we're trying to get the kids back in class as quick as possible.
This was the second time the softball field was hit, as the damaging tornado was about a mile long when it hit the area. The coach tells us what this means for his team.
A little bit we had left standing from last week or 2 weeks ago was pretty much destroyed this week. So, we're really no different down there as far as where we were, because we couldn't play there anyway.
The footage shows the damage to the classrooms and hallways a day after the storm took place.
Had some more damage to the baseball field this time. Not really sure what that's going to do to us baseball-wise right now, but just more concerned about the classrooms. We had a lot of damage to the classrooms and trying to get that seen about.
All Lauderdale County schools will resume tomorrow, including Clarkdale. Donisha Branham, Twin States News, Meridian.
Looking ahead, this Wednesday, the Riley Center will host the Broadway tour of An American in Paris musical. The show will transport the audience to a post-World War II Paris with songs, lavish costumes, and sets. The musical begins at 7:30 p.m. Dozens of people are injured after several weekend mass shootings, and some law enforcement warned the violence is likely to increase. Garrett Tenney has more.
It was a violent Easter weekend across the country. 3 mass shootings, leaving at least 2 teenagers dead and dozens injured. South Carolina authorities are investigating a lounge shooting that wounded at least 9 people early Sunday. About 90 miles to the north in Columbia, more than a dozen people injured after gunfire erupted Saturday at a shopping mall. Police believe a dispute among at least 3 people led to the violence. They charged 22-year-old Jawayne Price with unlawful possession of a gun. He was released on house arrest after a judge set bond at just $25,000, allowing him to go to work with an ankle monitor.
When I tell you people were coming out of every single exit as fast as possible, it was a pretty serious situation.
And in Pittsburgh, 2 teenagers were killed during a party at a short-term rental home. Police say they believe multiple shooters were involved.
To look at it, and there's blood on the second floor window and stuff like that. That is really, really messed up.
The shootings come as major cities see a spike in crime. New York City Mayor Eric Adams says the increase is a national issue, and he's urging officials to rebuild trust with the community.
We can't rebuild that trust by allowing those who are dangerous and that have a repeated history of violence to continue to be on our streets.
And with summer approaching, authorities are warning that violence rates will likely increase as the temperatures rise. In Chicago, I'm Garrett Tenney, Fox News.
Russian forces are stepping up their missile attacks in western Ukraine, hoping to soften up the country's infrastructure ahead of a planned offensive in the east. Matt Finn has more from Lviv, Ukraine.
Russian missiles are now targeting Ukrainian cities in the west on day 54 of the invasion. Here in Lviv, the first war fatalities were reported in a city that had become a safe haven for those fleeing the fighting in the east. Ukrainian officials say the Russians hit 3 warehouses and a tire shop. More evidence, they say, that civilians are being deliberately targeted.
What we see in Ukraine today is a genocide that the aggressor is carrying out on purpose, killing civilians. These civilians had plans for life. Today, their lives have ended.
Russian shelling also intensifying in eastern cities like Kharkiv ahead of a major offensive there. And in Mariupol, the last pocket of Ukrainian resistance is now holed up in a sprawling steel plant. They're reportedly running low on basic supplies like food and ammunition. But President Volodymyr Zelensky is vowing to fight to the end, claiming the Russians have no interest in peace.
They want to literally finish off and destroy the Donbass, destroy everything that has brought fame to this industrial region.
Zelensky is calling for a stronger international response as he prepares to defend eastern Ukraine. And with both sides digging in, experts say this war is not likely to end soon.
Both sides have now lost too many civilians, too many military deaths to easily and quickly get up.
And just behind this tire shop is a hotel. There are a lot of refugees staying there. We spoke to one man from Kharkiv. He said his sister and a baby were taken to the hospital. In Lviv, Ukraine, Matt Finn, Fox News.
Russian airstrikes in the western Ukrainian city of Lviv left at least 6 dead and another 11 wounded. According to Lviv's mayor, some of the injured were children. They believe multiple explosions were caused by 4 different Russian missile strikes against the city. Lviv's regional governor reported that 3 of the missiles hit Ukrainian military buildings. The chairman of the Ukrainian Rail Service also said one of the missiles hit near a railroad facility, causing delays to train service. Bird flu cases keep surging nationwide, with more than 30 states currently affected. The CDC reported that the disease spread is high among birds. However, the public health risk is low. The agency said more than 27 million birds have been affected since January, but no human cases have been reported. The increasing number of cases threatens to surge the price of eggs even further, and other poultry items may be affected as well. Analysts suggest that people remove their bird baths and feeders while the flu risks are high. Should the topics of race and sexual orientation be taught in the classroom? And if so, to what extent? Those are the questions stirring up debate across the nation right now. As Chris DeMeo tells us, school districts are re-examining their curriculum.
Philosophies about how and what we teach our nation's school kids are under heavy scrutiny coming out of the pandemic as school districts grapple with how and if topics centering around race and sexuality should be discussed in the classroom. According to a new Associated Press NORC poll, roughly 40% of Americans agree with how current K-12 curriculums discuss race and sexuality. But the topics become polarized along party lines, with 40% of Republicans saying they're taught too much and 40% of Democrats saying they're not addressed enough.
They're delicate and they're not as resilient as adults when it comes to different ideas and theories. And teaching them about racism may not help them.
I want to know what I can do to help make sure that my daughter grows up viewing people equally, no matter what their differences are, no matter what they look like, no matter their gender presentation.
The study comes on the heels of Florida and Alabama passing laws restricting conversations about gender identity and sexuality in the classrooms. And now at least 8 more states, including Arizona, Louisiana, and Missouri, are considering similar actions. These ongoing debates over school conduct are just one of the reasons homeschooling is surging in popularity. Data collected by the Associated Press found only 3% of kids were homeschooled before the pandemic. That number shot up by 63% from 2020 to 2021. And while the number of kids being homeschooled fell by 17% this year, the concept is still gaining traction. Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
Still ahead tonight, the LA Rams teaming up with Make-A-Wish to grant a teen a home gym following a cancer fight.
Thank you so much for being here and making his wish special. This is the LA Rams.
Oh my God.
More on the special gift the recovering teen received from the football team.